I would now like to ask you people who are sitting in front of me a question, that which is the time or which is the age group wherein we inculcate an habit? Anyone? Absolutely, sir. Now, this is the age group. Maybe in the present day scenario, the age group may vary from 8 to 14 or 8 to 12, whatever is that. Now, this is a time when someone actually develops strong likes and dislikes. Right. A little deviation from the main topic. Gentlemen, let me tell you one thing. A human behavior never is a natural behavior. It is a controlled behavior throughout. Why is this called as a controlled behavior? Right from the day when the child is born, we try to bully the child to behave in this manner, not to behave in this manner. You don't like the child to cry, you don't like the child to do some mischief, you don't like the child to do something and all. Similarly, right from that age onwards, child is inculcating a behavior which actually is liked by others. Maybe parents initially, because the moment the child behaves to our visualization, we give a shabashi to the child, and the moment the child behaves in a manner where the teacher is pleased, they give a shabashi to the child. Maybe if the shabashi is given to the person who is next to the child understands probably this is the kind of a thing which requires, therefore starts imitating and starts controlling their behavior. Like your behavior when you are all alone with your maybe very close kith and kin, and your behavior when you are sitting here in a forum which is slightly formal is completely different. So therefore, what I mean to say is, the behavior that we have got or we have inculcated is a controlled behavior, and anything which is coming in this way, over a period of time when you start continuously practicing this kind of a controlled behavior, it becomes a habit which is inculcated in yourself. Now coming to this, and coming to just giving an outline of how habits are inculcated into the human personality, I would now tell you the age group what sir has brought out rightfully is the age group where child is going and playing and studying in the school. Now, how many schools in a country do have adequate playgrounds? That is one issue. The second issue is, how many schools today, we are talking about infrastructure. Fine, infrastructure, you leave it apart. We can discuss this infrastructure separately. Now, how many schools today have devised a curriculum wherein the sports have become mandatory? Or today you as a parent will go and kick the principal or the teacher in case if they are pulling your son or child very often to the ground and ignoring the studies. It's not them to be blamed, it's us. We have never understood the importance of sporting. In Western countries, people are, if someone says that they are not intellectuals, we are fooling ourselves. They are equally intellectuals, but they are also physically much better than us. The reason being, these kind of things are taken care right from the beginning and inculcated at the right age and the right time. Therefore, unless and until there is a mixed cognizance between the education and the sports, these kind of things, whatever we are talking now about well-being or physical fitness, is, I am sure, is not far away from us, but it's very difficult to get back in tracks. Earlier, when we did not have anything else, every school used to have an infrastructure where the child used to go and get himself exposed in the playground. And believe me, the personality development that takes place because of exposing yourself while playing is amazing, that you cannot get by attending a class or spending lakhs and lakhs rupees by attending courses, cadres, and taking any kind of a training. It is a natural thing that you are going to get when you are playing sports, particularly with your peer group. You know how to manage yourself, you know how to control your emotions, you know how to behave in a field, and various kinds of stresses which are also going to be controlled by you when you particularly take up a sport. Right. Now, leaving this here, I'm sure there has to be something which has to be driven home to everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, the fitness cannot be at later stage obtained. What we are talking about is, yes, we can definitely manage our health to the extent that our health is in such a manner that I am able to do everything whatever is required by the environment and required by me to cope up with the requirement of the situation. If I am able to do that, means I remain healthy. If today we say an athlete is physically fit, I think every one of us sitting here will agree that an athlete is physically fit. But at the same time, is he healthy? Is a question mark. The reason being that he has attained a specialized skill to perform in that field. Therefore, he is fit to perform what he is required to perform. If you deviate a little from there, is he really fit? Is a question mark. Therefore, fitness does not end being physically fit. The fitness has got various components, that is physical fitness, mental fitness, emotional fitness, social and environmental. Now, when we talk about physical fitness, whatever way we cope up in a manner that our body permits us to physically perform the activities which are required by the situation in an effective manner is a physical fitness. When it comes to mental fitness, your methodology or efficiency in coping up with various kinds of stresses, various kinds of things that are coming in your way, to basically make sure that your mind is coordinated with your body and you are getting out in a systematic manner. At the same time, emotional and psychological also work in a similar fashion. And social, though we say social means it's just getting out and meeting people and making yourself more and more familiar with people or with the environment and situation is what is presumed as social. No, it's definitely not. The moment you say social, there are various things which form part of your social life. The qualities that you have got in you, the inherent qualities, the inherent capabilities that you have got in you also form part of the social. Like your intelligence in coping up with the other person is nothing but social, which is called as social intelligence. You may be physically fit, but if you are not able to cope up in a manner that you should cope up with your neighbor, will you remain happy? It's a question mark. Therefore, when I said the fitness, when we talk about various components of fitness, it is not only the physical state of fitness that is need to be looked into, but various other things are also required to be looked into. And all of them have got interlinked and interrelated aspects. At the end, definitely the physical fitness, if you are physically fit, then balance of the things may be influenced to the maximum. So supposing if you are physically fit to cope up with a job or to do a job, the balance of the things, that is stress or emotional or social aspects, will be influenced by your physically being fit.